Right, in order to measure the enzyme activity of amylase at different temperatures, first thing you need to do is prepare your water baths. So we warm up some water baths. So we've got a range of temperatures: 40, 50, 60, 80 degrees and 20 degrees room temperature. Okay, so warm that one up. Next, pipette 5 cubic centimetres of the starch solution into each of your 5 tubes. And so on. So repeat the same thing for your amylase solution. 5 cubic centimetres for your 5 tubes. Yeah. So complete that for each of the 5. You need to label each of your starch tubes at the top with an S for starch and a temperature. So I've got an S20, got an S for next one 40, etc. Now label your amylase ones, so I'm going to open them A, and we've got one at 20 degrees, A at 40 degrees, A at 50 degrees, amylase ones, etc. Next, you need to take your tubes, so your amylase for 20 degrees, your starch for 20 degrees, your amylase for 40 degrees, put them in, your starch for 40 degrees, etc. So pop these into your cans that you've already prepared for temperatures. Put them in. So we've now got our substrate and our enzyme warming up, ready. Leave them in their cans for 5 minutes to equilibrate. Okay, when you're ready to start, you need to pop the amylase into the starch, take it out, quick flick mix, mix it well, start the clock. Back into the solution. Right, get yourself a clean pasta pipette and take out a drop, pop a drop on the first ring for time 0. Okay, and you should repeat that every 30 seconds. So in fact, my time is coming up for a minute already. So that's one there. And back into the pot again. It should remain, the tube should remain in the water. So just wait for it to come around to 1.5 minutes. There we go, and in it goes, 1.5 minutes. And you probably notice here it's already starting to be less brown. You maybe notice. We'll try one. We'll try again. You know, make sure you return your solution back to the stock each time. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now this is still brown, a little bit brown, but much less so. The difficulty with this experiment is you're going to need to decide when is the end point, when are you no longer seeing a change. So we'll do one more and we'll compare it. Right, so now I think there really isn't a significant change there. It has changed slightly, so I would say we've actually done so we've done 1 minute, 2 minutes. 2 minutes it's done. So record that result. Right, we're going to repeat the experiment at 40 degrees centigrade. So, mix your starch and your amylase. Here he goes. As before, we can do a flick mix to make sure that they're well mixed. Back in the solution. Start your clock. And take a clean pipette, and for your time, hopefully time 0. It's about 10 seconds for me. There it is. Back in the solution. Okay. After 30 seconds, we're going to take our next sample. Okay, time to take the next sample. In it goes, and we've got it starting to see a change already. Okay, you can probably see it's not quite so black. Okay, so we're now coming round to 3/4 of a minute. You can start to get rid of your sample just in the last 5 seconds so that you hit on time. There we go, and it's not changing. Okay, so we stop. So after 1 minute 30 we had no change, definitely. So one and a half minutes we record. Right, at 50 degrees. Let's mix these again. Doesn't matter which one goes into which. In it goes. Flick mix again. Back in the water. Start your clock. Clean pasta pipette. Take out your first sample. This is your time 0, which is about 10 seconds. In it goes. Time 0. Okay. So remember your tube is still in the water bath, and we're coming up to 25 seconds. We can start collecting our sample. Here it goes, and drop. In it goes at 30 seconds, which we're already seeing a change. Right, coming up to 55. Okay, so we start taking our sample. Take the sample ready, and in he goes. Bang. No change. No change. So we had 0, 30 seconds. We're done, aren't we? Done by a minute. So now 60 degrees. Again, mix your starch and your amylase, your enzyme, your substrate. Flick mix. Make sure you mix it well. Back in the solution. Start the clock. First sample coming out for time 0, which is actually getting in there roughly about 10 seconds. In he goes. And then in half a minute we're going to take our next sample. Okay, 5 seconds to go. Let's take our next sample out. Ready? Here it comes. Bang. It's hardly changed. Hardly changed. I think we can call that it. So really, this one is done by 30 seconds. Sorry, this happened in half a minute. And now 80 degrees. So we'll mix our enzyme and substrate. In they go. Flick mix, nice quick flick mix, nicely done. Into the water. Get ready with our new clean pasta pipette. Take our first sample, which we should have started the clock. Start the clock. Right, here we go. Take our first sample for time 0 to check. Here we go. There we are. Lovely. So it's very much working. Okay, and then in 15 seconds we need to take our next sample. Okay, 5 seconds to go. We can start getting ready. Take our sample, in it comes, and bang. Hardly any change. Okay, so in less than half a second. Now this might not be what you expect. 80 degrees centigrade, textbooks might suggest to us that we would expect to see the enzyme being denatured. This enzyme is not denatured. Things are not necessarily as you expect.